The market sells off Thursday, then rebounds late. Are the bulls still buying the dip? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so after a couple days of vacation, I am back, and the market did basically what we thought it would do over a holiday weekend. They floated it higher, and then they started to sell off yesterday. Now the question is the sell-off real, or are the bulls still buying the dip? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get my daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. Alright guys, so with the sell-off yesterday, the bulls are trying to bounce it back up again. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay guys, so here we are on the 1 hour SPX chart. And over the holiday, you can see they pushed it up higher and took out this high here, made a nominal new high on pretty clear 3 waves here. You got 1, 2, and 3. And what you would expect is a 5-wave move here, and that's not what we saw. So with only a 3-wave move up, it does look like we have the potential for an expanded B wave here, where you have kind of a A, B, C type situation, okay, down toward that 4260 area we've been talking about. And that would be the first thing we're looking at with this move down. Another option we'd be looking at is a potential start to the bigger C wave down if they're going to make that move. And that is something we'll see here. We should see an impulsive move in either one of those two setups. And then finally we'll talk about an ending diagonal. So let's jump in and look at these 3 counts and what they would look like overall. So what you would expect here, if we're going to get the ABC down, okay, you would expect you got a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you got 3, and then the bounce up toward the end of the day would have been 4. And as long as they stay between 4410 and 4418 on the SPX, it's a valid wave 4 target. And then you would look for the 5th wave down to complete wave 1 of this C wave, whether it be this smaller C wave or the bigger C wave. Then you'd look for a wave 2, and then a wave 3, 4, and 5, which would target down a little off the screen here at around the 4250 area. And I've been saying that even in the most bullish count, we should see a pullback into 4260. And this does look like it would line up pretty well. A lot of confluence there with that kind of move. So that is what we would look at as a potential for this move down. So again, that would be an expanded B wave where this move down is A, this move up is B, and then we'd be getting the C wave that I just outlined to the downside. The second thing we would look at would be a potential for an ending diagonal, with this being a clear 3-wave move up and then such a deep retrace that kind of invalidates it being a normal wave 4. We would look at it as an ending diagonal, where this would be wave 5 up in an ABC format, so the whole thing would be ABCs. And then we would look for that up toward that 4500 area, 4513 area we've been talking about on the SPX. And then we'd look for a turn from there, and that pullback would tell the story, whether it be corrective, which would be more bullish, or impulsive, which would be more bearish. So there is a potential for this, if they continue past 4418 to the upside, there is a potential for this to be an ending diagonal up toward that 4500 area. And then the last option is the same as the first option, except it would be the start of a bigger C wave. So what would happen is you'd get that move down in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then instead of a push higher from here toward the new all-time highs, you'd get a corrective A, B, C up, and then start another move down to start a bigger downtrend and a bigger C wave that I've talked about in depth since last October. So if they're going to take that route, that's what we would look for. Otherwise, we're looking for a potential pullback into the 4260 area in a corrective format with this ABC, or the ending diagonal up towards 4500. So the reason we have 3 right now, and the reason we're kind of still looking at more than, generally we have 2 options. In this case we have 3, and the reason is we're still in this topping structure. And as I said, the micro counts that I outline in these videos are the start. And when they start building on each other and we get a macro count in place, that is when Elliott Wave shines and we get the macro counts, such as the one that told us we should be heading to 4300 off of 3500. So that's what we're looking at on the SPX. Over on the NASDAQ, now the NASDAQ does still have the 3 potentials, but it's a little different because they did not make a new high here. This, like ES did, or SPX, they did not come out and take up this high. So Our first option would still be the ABC option. And in that case, we would be looking at this move down being 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd look for one more move down in 5. Then we'd look for a wave 2, and then on down and C toward the 14,813 area to the 14,666 area for that ABC down. And if that's the case, and this is going to be an ABC, that's a corrective move, and then we'd look for another leg higher from there, and then we would be a little more bullish, same as we would if we get to 4260 on the SPX. So in this case, the ABC down would target 14,813 to 14,666, and then we would look for a impulsive move to the upside for the next leg higher, where we start to approach the all-time highs and potentially take that route. I'm still not thinking we're going to go to all-time highs, but if we do see this corrective move down and then an impulsive move to the upside, I will have to adopt that count as the primary and move on to that type of pattern, as price is king, and we can't argue that. So that would be our first option. The second would be the potential for this to be a diagonal. Again, where you got a 3-wave move up here, and then wave 4 comes down into wave 1 territory, and then you get a 5th wave up. They're all ABCs, and we get a new high up into that 15.6 to 15.8 area, and then we look for the move down from there, and that move down would tell the story. If it's impulsive, then we would look much lower. If it's corrective, we would look for an ABC pullback down into that 14,700 area to set up that wave 4 of 3, and then push higher from there. And of course, we do have the potential, as I've marked, that this is 5 down for wave 1. This would be a wave 2, and then this would be the start of wave 1 of 3, where we'd look for a 5-wave move down into about this area, corrective bounce, and then a big sell-off after that. So still, again, with the 3 patterns until we get a little bit more microstructure building on itself. Once we have that, we'll understand exactly where we're at in the count and have much better targets and details. So that's what we're looking at on both charts right now. The key levels, 44.18 on the SPX, and on the NQ it's 15.255. As long as they are below that, it's a valid wave 4 territory, and we'd look for one more move down for a wave 5 to give us a 5-wave move down to start this C wave, or potentially the bigger C wave. Guys, if you love the information I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, as well as our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. You can see by the testimonials on the screen, the beginners course is absolutely helping people crush the market. They're understanding trading, understanding key levels, how the markets work, and where and when to enter trades. It's an excellent course. It really benefits traders. And the cool thing is, if you don't want one of the monthly rooms, you can buy it. But if you do want to be a monthly member, it comes with both rooms. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material in the Elliott Wave course. It is 25 videos that you can see here, where I give you the setup, chart setup and tools, the Elliott Wave for Beginners course itself. I go through each wave and how they work, what to look for, all those different things, how to create the targets. Again, an incredible plan. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. It's something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in our room so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. We have some key levels. 44.18 is the key level for the continuation of the move down. Above that directly, and it does start to look like we may be in an ending diagonal up toward 4,500 to complete that move. But as long as they stay below that, we can be in one of the 2 C waves down. Over on the NASDAQ, that level is the 15.255 level. As long as they stay below that, they are in valid wave 4 territory. But a direct move above that does make it seem more likely we're going to have an ending diagonal up toward that 15.6 to 15.700 area to complete that move, and then we would look for a move down from there. Guys, it's the weekend. Grab yourself a drink, enjoy your family, do something fun, and I will talk to you next week.